Welcome to Board Ghost, story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with me, no.
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experience. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is The Final Girl by Brett Gillen. To learn how we generate stories playing The Final Girl, go check out our The Final Girl Rules Primer. Our humble players, myself, John Holt, with me.
Ken Breeze.
D. Gailey.
Chris Bernal.
All right.
Oh, welcome,
Chris,
Christopher.
welcome for the first time.
Hi.
Dee, welcome back.
Thanks.
All right. So, Final Girl, we're going to get right into our setup. Okay. So, Amsterdam Modern, you've got this, you have a street that comes right up. It basically terminates on another avenue that runs parallel to a canal, right? And so there are a couple bridges nearby that go over that canal. And if you were to, you could ride your bike down this red light district street and you'd end up at this canal where there's a couple riverboats. So we're going to go into characters.
All right, well, my first one is Uwe, the German astrophysicist.
I have Horace, the plucky street cat.
I have Olsen, the hairy canal dweller.
I have Isabel, the social worker who goes above the call of duty.
I have Lars, the laughing conspiracy theorist.
Brad Jorgensen, the arrogant architect.
Becka, the smart sorority president.
Yanel, the innocent escort.
I have Maud, the miraculous mail carrier.
Kirsten, the girl who loves doing mushrooms. She's in college.
I have Geoff, the fastidious MBA student.
I have Bram, the impotent bagman.
Danielle, the high-powered attorney.
I have Lisa, the sarcastic comedian.
Bunz, the carefree riverboat captain.
I said Steve, the shy, effeminate tennis player.
All right, so we have our cast.
But we are all at a cafe for whatever reason. A grand opening of this cafe. Maybe we all have a connection to the owner of the cafe, something like that. We're in Amsterdam. We're on this plaza. We're at this cafe.
I'll be Kirsten, the girl who loves doing mushrooms.
I really liked Steve, the effeminate tennis player.
I'll do Becca, the sorority president.
Cool. And I was really drawn to Geoff, the MBA fastidious student, the fastidious MBA student.
Oh my God, Geoff, this was a great idea. I cannot believe that you had us come all the way to Amsterdam and get into this grand opening. Oh, this is amazing. Steve, isn't this amazing?
It's pretty sweet.
This is our first trip together.
I'm telling you,
out of the
babe,
country.
this is the cafe that the finance minister dines in. And I got us tickets. We're going in. I got us the nod. We're going to go into the ministry.
I'm glad. That's a really long line.
Oh, don't worry. We're getting in.
Because normally, right, only residents can get into these cafes where they they pass that law.
That's true.
You have to show ID, right?
Well, yeah.
I know. Show me your papers.
So we're gonna, but yeah, so we can totally smoke in there.
We're going to totally hit
Oh
it.
my God.
We're going to do everything, you guys. They have, in the cafes here, do you know you can get all kinds of edibles? You can get coffee with mushrooms in it. I'm so excited. Do we really have to wait in this whole line though? Did your friends I don't know, are we on a list or something? Can we go to the front?
Becca puts her arm around Steve. It's just so romantic being here with you.
I love it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to do those edibles. They really mess with my stomach. And if we're going to stay focused on, the actual reason we're here, right? The economic meeting,
No.
Geoff, listen, buddy.
We didn't know how to tell you this, but
We didn't bring any of our books or
What?
pencils even.
And honestly, so We were supposed to like pre-book for that like a couple
You
months in
didn't get
advance.
tickets to the forum?
No.
You just want me to take you to the after parties at the banks?
Yes.
I mean, not even. We don't have to even do that.
What are we going to do instead?
We're gonna go out.
Yeah, this is like Amsterdam. Like you have connections. You're getting us into the grand opening of one of the like premier pod cafes.
Mhm.
Of course I have connections. That's why we're in Amsterdam. You think that these parties from the academy aren't going to be banging crazy?
And
We're in Amsterdam.
even if the parties are not awesome, do you know what that street is over there?
Wait, which street?
Right over there across the water. Do
What
you
is
see
it?
that?
What
You
is it?
see like all those red lights? You ever hear of the
Mhm.
red light
We're going.
district?
We're going.
It's right there, man.
Steve, you better not go.
I want to see what it's like. Aren't you the
You-
least
We're
big
going,
You
curious?
got
Steve,
plenty of
we're
red light
going.
right here. I mean, green light for you, Steve.
Come on, Steve. With a body like that, we're going. You and me. The ladies are going to love you.
Well, yeah, I am taken for, but we can at least look around. Take in the sights.
I guess. I mean, it's a cute little street. All these streets are so cute.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get fucked up. Let's get in this cafe and relax.
Yeah, Jeff, come on.
All right, let's go in.
A scene? Yeah. All right. Relationships. I mean, I think Becka thinks Steve and her are screwing, but I feel
Are
like
I
they?
don't think
Yeah,
that
no.
they
So
are.
they're
They're
friends.
friends.
So they're friends.
I think she thinks that this is the trip that's going to do it.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it. I got a Geoff Becka rival vibe. Like
Yeah, I
we're
think
both
so.
trying to like show who has the better connects or something like that.
I don't know that there's.
Kirsten, yeah, she seems like kind of like does her own thing.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't
there's
know.
anything
No
yet.
real connections yet.
Yeah. And I think there was a lot of sort of like simmering tension between these two.
I think so.
Mhm.
Was there? I felt it. Do you think we're rivals?
I bet we've
Lot screwing?
we've done a lot of
Or are we
tennis
screwing?
matches.
Are we
I mean, you were checking out his body.
He is hot. He's hot.
He's really fit.
Are we
Lot of
screwing?
subtext.
Let's do they're screwing for sure.
Steve did say he was taken somehow.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you did. Was that? I don't know if you were alluding to me or her or someone else or who knows what.
Taken,
Steve keeps
Love
it
it.
cool, man.
Uh-huh.
Super cool.
I think it's like a flashback scene. It takes place before the events of the previous. Takes place in Amsterdam.
Okay.
A couple weeks before this big forum, this big summit that's going to be happening. Everyone knows it brings lots of like tourism and money to the city. These are people who live here and they're kind of like discussing the events or maybe there's something going on.
Farmers
What if
market.
it's like a health fair?
Yeah.
Like it's a way to like make sure that the people on the street are healthy and like can come out and talk to people a little bit. I don't know.
Definitely, and I totally see a character that would definitely be there. Isabel.
I'll do Yanel, the innocent.
I will do. Who is this? Bunz?
Bunz.
Bunz.
Boons.
The Carefree Riverboat captain.
Then I'm going to do Bram, the impotent bagman.
Okay, so Isabel is probably like put together this event. So she's talking to Yanel. Yanel, how are you enjoying the health fair?
It's really nice. Are you sure it's okay to? I mean, I'm supposed to be working, and looks over, and Bram is probably scowling. at
Yeah,
Yanel.
just sort of scowling.
Isabel, thank you so much, but I really do need to. I do need to get back to work. I don't think I have time to take a blood test.
That's a shame. We really would like to do the full blood work on all of the workers here.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's fine. Everyone's so nice, and they're probably.
Well, between you and I, there have been a few things that have been happening in this neighborhood the past few weeks. Strange occurrences, absences.
Oh, I don't know. Bram keeps me safe.
And Bram is like the prow of some riverboat moving through the crowd towards Yanel. As he approaches, he says, "You shouldn't be here. You know who won't be pleased."
Bram, it's okay. It's okay. I'll get back to work. It'll be fine. Look, there's. Hey, Bunz, how are you? See, I've I already have a regular coming back.
Oh, and Bunz he's this big, like, burly, very, very hairy man, and he's sort of like making his way through the crowd, yelling, "Ladies and gentlemen, come, ride the riverboat. Only €2 today, special for the community. What about you, beautiful miss?"
Oh, and Yanel blushes. She's like, "Oh, Bunz, it is so nice to see you."
Oh, it is always a pleasure to see you, lovely lady. Perhaps for you only €1 for a boat ride. What do you say?
Perhaps we could make an arrangement for rides, huh?
Oh, you little scamp. Oh, I never mix business with pleasure, but perhaps I will visit you soon.
What about for an old friend, you scoundrel?
Oh, for you.
Bram goes warmly to hug Bunz. You river rat.
Oh, he gives him a big hug. For you, you old bastard, €3.
Yeah, they'll be busy for a while. Maybe I can get this blood.
Definitely. Well, just step into the truck and the doctor will see you. Bunz, you got my
starts
message.
to go towards the truck.
I'm so glad you got my message.
Oh, yes, your message.
Like I said, there's plenty of people here for you to give rides to.
Of course, and any of your friends, they're friends of mine, are welcome on my beautiful River Queen.
I'm sure the people of this neighborhood are very grateful.
Of course. I love everyone. Everyone is welcome.
And Bram is faded into the crowd as two others are speaking, follows Yanel into the truck to throttle her a bit.
Yeah, and just
say,
as you come in too, she has her Isabel's hands. It's like, "Please, I don't know what he'll do to me next. You must help me." And that's
Bunz is distracted as a crowd of people come up to come get rides from him, so he doesn't notice what's going down.
yeah, relationships.
We're rivals,
Yes.
Isabel and Bram. Awesome.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Bunz is friends with everybody.
We might be screwing though,
You think so?
but in like I guess that's the question. So it's like,
feel like
kind
we're
of
friends.
transactional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're old, like you come through every so often. You live a life on the river. You're one of those old-timey customers.
Yeah.
I
But
feel
he's a
like-
gentleman, though.
Braun probably has Yanel's passport.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
pretty
Exactly.
neat,
And
yeah.
so what are they to each other? Are they
They're
screwing?
rivals.
Rivals.
He can't screw. He's impotent.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it sucks. No.
And you're rivals with Isabel.
Yeah, I'm rivals with Isabel and Yanel.
Are you friends with? And you're friends with Bunz?
Oh yeah, I'll put
Are
down
we
friends with
friends?
Bunz. Yeah, we're totally friends. We're
Okay.
hugging.
I think the scene takes place in the Amsterdam Observatory, where whoever is there has seen something falling from the sky down to into the city. They're not sure where it went or what it was,
Okay.
but they definitely they know that something extraterrestrial has come down essentially.
I mean, I'm gonna take Lars, the conspiracy theorist.
All right.
I think what did this one for me was Uwe,
Yeah.
the German astrophysicist.
All right.
I'm going to be Horace, the plucky street cat.
I'm gonna be Danielle, the high-powered attorney. Then.
Yep.
Well, we have a fiduciary responsibility to report this.
Yeah, I agree. It is of the utmost importance that we get all the help we can to investigate this.
You know what? This will probably be the first time you've ever actually given out information that you should have shared. I mean, honestly, this is what little tidbit, what lies you going to spread this time, huh?
No lies. We merely curate the truth. The regular person cannot understand all of the complexities of space. and
How
time.
has security not removed you from these premises already?
Lars picks up Horace and pets them.
And please get your cat out of here. I am allergic. Achoo!
This is
Achoo!
this is my helper animal, and I am a respectable blogging journalist. And my readers want to know, isn't that right, Horace? They want to know the truth. They want to know the truth about space.
Get that mangy beast out of here and
No,
take
no.
yourself with it.
Lars is my guest here. His insight has been very helpful to me in the past.
He is a liability, Uwe, for this entire operation.
I understand that, dear, and he puts his hand on yours, but we require his knowledge and his skills.
Yes, you require my knowledge and skills. Obviously, me and Horace here, my pretty kitty, belong at the seat of knowledge.
Yes. Yeah, why don't you give me your cat? I'll feed it.
Horace seems to not like you.
Uva goes over to a desk drawer and pulls out like a little mouse with a bell attached to it, and just kind of like plays it with it in front of Horace's face.
Will you stop that? Can you at least do something useful? Tell us where it went down.
At approximately 23:33 last night, something fell from the sky. We're not exactly sure what it was, but we know that it landed into one of the canals.
I know what it is. It's Russian tech. Russian Nazi tech. Okay? They've had these UFOs from the center of... When you start melting the ice caps, of course the Nazis are going to come out of the center of the earth.
Whatever it is, salvage rights should be ours, so we need to get to it first. Do you know anyone who can help us, Lars?
Of course, I have an entire network of people at my beck and call. Isn't that right, kitty?
Mm-hmm. That is why I called Lars here.
I see in your fee.
I mean, transparency, full knowledge, full access. For me and my pretty kitty.
We shall have to discuss that at a later date, Lars.
We should go get in a car and go find this thing right now.
Exactly.
Do you have the equipment, Uva?
Naturally, it's right here. And he lifts up like a black duffel bag.
All right.
And Horace here is gifted. You'll note that its psychic abilities will come in very handy. Isn't that right, kitty?
No, these psychic abilities have not been proven.
My EMF meter tends to disagree.
Achoo! Achoo!
We all get into Uva's beat-up BMW outside and drive off into the streets of Amsterdam.
Okay.
I forgot how.
I'm Danielle, so we're screwing.
Yes.
So we're friends, kitty cat, right?
Yep.
And we're rivals, Kitty Cat and Master.
And I'm friends with you as well. Does that sound right, Uwe?
Mhm, mhm.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm friends with Horace.
And I think I'm rivals with Danielle, right?
Yeah, rivals with Danielle and Lars. So that's our third and final introduction scene. Now the poor sods who are left over will be part of our
Three of them,
first blood scene.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm going to start as the killer. Everyone in this
Cool.
scene is going to die. It's a party. Late night. This is when the people who come off of work, like after all the sailors have gone and like back to the base, you know, back on their ship, and everybody is just chilling. Like this is the late night. Dawn is right near Riverboat party for like the locals. This is it. This is chill. So it's right in the canal in front of
Yes,
this.
maybe some of it is on a
district.
boat even.
It's
like
on a
boat,
it's
yeah.
on a riverboat, so right on the canal with just like there's sort of a bridge just over it, and you can climb up these little stairs and be right looking down the Rue de la Rouge Tulip or whatever, the Red Tulip
Awesome.
Road. Music is chill and subdued. There are a couple bottles of wine already open. It's quiet and nice. The substances are flowing free, but you know, everybody's got to work and they just came home from work, but this is like decompression.
Olsen, the hairy canal dweller, is a bald man with wiry black hair that comes out of his vest that he's wearing of denim. He's not wearing any other shirt underneath that. He just has a venom vest on with this wiry black hair coming out of sort of his chest and off his shoulders and arms. Big dude. He sort of looks like a biker almost. He's in all these sort of leather boots. Smoking salvia with some people. So like this acrid herb is sort of being burned at one end of the boat. Looking around at who else is here.
Lisa walks up. She's wearing a black business professional dress, short blonde hair, and she's smoking a cigarette. And she's like, "Ugh, Olsen, you're still smoking that stuff?"
This is the best stuff from Rotterdam, babe. I'm telling you. You'll trip out.
You're losing all of your
See
brain cells.
And
the real
this
canals.
is Brad's boat. as well.
Yes, this is definitely Brad Jorgensen, the architect. He's lounging. Every once in a while, he kind of like snorts up a bit of substance from like a silver platter. He's got a champagne glass in hand. I don't know why you touch that stuff. It's disgusting. I mean, is it even illegal? I don't think so.
It's easy to grow on, the sides of the canals. And I'm telling you, this strain from Rotterdam, you have to try it.
With the pollution, I don't understand how you can do
Mm-mm.
that stuff. It's disgusting.
Well, we can't all, afford the lifestyle you have, my friend. But at least we share it together, huh?
That's true. What's mine is yours, my friend. Help yourself. Anything you see.
Cheers to that. And Lisa holds up her champagne glass.
Ching. Oh.
Cheers. Prost. Salud.
There's a high-pitched whistling outside.
Oh, what is that?
Firecrackers! Oh!
Oh, these fucking Americans.
This time of year? What? That
It's
sounds like a
I like them.
airplane.
They're ready to party at any time. Where are they?
That's when a black smoking rock that's red hotted at the core just crashes right through the roof of the boat, right through Olsen, and through the bottom of the boat, and leaves a smoldering wreck. The cigarette that you were smoking spinning in the air, your champagne glass shattering at your feet, and you both look on in horror as steam rises out of this hole and debris continues to fall through the roof of the boat.
I mean, I knew he had bad luck, but Olsen,
Oh, my
are you?
fucking boat.
I'm burning.
He's
Oh,
still
you're
alive
dead.
down there. We get some help. Call someone, anyone.
That's right. We got to get off of this ship.
Yeah, so she'll just start like running towards the side or the ladder, trying to get off of this thing.
And Brad is just like pushing people out of the way, going towards
Yeah,
little
the mob,
lifeboats.
like the mob of people, you guys were at the center of the storm,
Mm.
and the mob of people is crushing up against the quay, pulling themselves up, climbing over each other to get over. The sort of press of bodies, this gap opens up, and now as the boat drifts towards the center of the canal, away from the mooring.
And Lisa just grabs for the mooring and is like, and it's just right out of her grasp.
Yeah, she is off balance and falls into the water.
Oh, splash.
And so, Brad, you stand on your boat as a splash beneath you as water starts to fill the boat behind you. You feel it listing.
Oh, he is running toward the side where there is like a small lifeboat, and he is trying to undo the rigging to get this thing to kind of like drop over the side so he can climb in.
Yeah, you're successful. Like you get in this little dinghy,
Yeah.
this little like inflatable Zodiac type thing,
Mhm.
and start to putter away from your house. It just sunk.
Mhm.
And steam still rises from the water. There's like a red glow down beneath. And that's when Lisa's hand reaches up out of the water and grabs onto the side of your boat.
Excellently manicured.
Brad sees the hand. He's like, the fuck? He reaches over the side to grab her hand and pull her aboard.
Yeah, you pull her aboard, and she's hair's hanging down over her face. She's crouched in the boat, retching water. So much water, this black water. And she's just retching. It's getting in her hair. She's just sick all over herself. She's coughing.
Oh, God. Lisa, are you okay?
No.
Yeah. And sure, you reach down to kind of pull her hair away from her face, and that's when you see that there's this red rashy mark on the back of her neck where her hair is, and it's throbbing, and there's like heat. Even though it's chill night and there's this black cold water in your boat now, there's heat coming off of this thing on the back of her
It
neck.
hurts. It's burning.
He recoils in disgust. Those waters fucking filthy. Oh, God.
Brad,
Something's wrong with
help
you.
me. She reaches up a hand.
Yeah, she reaches up a hand, and then all expression is gone from her face, and blood starts pouring out of her eyes, and her mouth opens, and she lunges at Brad and drags him underwater.
This scene is set as our characters have unexpectedly been drawn into a wedding that is happening on the side of the canal, drawn into the joy and the celebratory nature of the wedding.
I'll be Danielle. This is the wedding of someone she knows.
I'm going to go with Boons.
And I'm going to do Kirsten.
There is a live band. They are playing, they have brass instruments as well as a mandolin. One of them has an accordion. They are playing Balkan-esque Eastern European feeling music as everyone is swaying and dancing.
Boons is like last to arrive. He was on his boat as it was going by, and someone from the party shouted, "Boons!" And so he like parked his boat and was like, "Hello, I'm here, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this beautiful wedding. Where is the bride? I must talk to her."
And you kiss the bride, of course, and everyone cheers Boons, and like people put like a bottle of wine in his hand, basically.
And Danielle is distracted. She is thinking about this strange event that has happened. Unfortunately, she has to be here because this is her cousin at Teresa's wedding. But she is sort of standing off to the side as all the revelry is happening, and she's just the red glow of a cigarette is lighting her face in the dark. She
Kirsten
breathes.
comes up to her. You're so beautiful.
Danielle notices like her bloated pupils. And
Yeah,
this-
her eyes are just.
She blows out a stream of smoke. Oh, you're enjoying yourself, huh?
Oh, you have the most amazing country. This is so good. Come dance. And Kirsten starts to pull Danielle towards the dance floor.
Oh, my silly girl. Yes, our country is beautiful. I cannot dance. I have too many things on my mind.
Oh, why don't you have this on your mind? And she goes to put a tab on Danielle's tongue.
She takes it. She's like surprised, but also, intrigued.
Now this is party.
Yeah, and
Boons says.
Kirsten pulls you towards the dance floor, and you're awash in music.
In the background of this like shot of the camera, we sort of focus out of our trio who are sort of being drawn off to the side of the camera shot towards the party. And in the background from out of the canal, there's just this figure that is emerging from the water, like the water sloughing off its form. And we see long hair that is now matted, wet, of Brad Jorgenson, the famous architect, of course, who is still dressed, beat up, and very wet now. Tuxedo. One shoe is missing as they place their floppy, ashen, seal-slick-looking skin onto the concrete of the canal wall and start to pull themselves up out of the water.
What is your name, girl? Danielle is dancing in the crowd of people.
I'm Kirsten.
That is such an American name. Where are you from?
Australia.
And they're dancing.
Boons is singing along with the music.
Boons is leading people in the music songs. People are singing along with Boons.
He's directing them
yeah,
like
he's
a choir.
directing them. Yeah.
With 2 bottles. He's got a second bottle
The
of wine
wedding's
somewhere.
going great. There's this ship that's going by that's honking its horn. Wah, 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 and celebration. Everyone's cheersing and hurrahing and laughing and having a great time. The boat begins to sweep its spotlight across the whole party, and everyone's doing this impromptu wave, just going nuts. It's in that wave that everyone sees this weird sore thumb figure sticking out, who's just very stiff and can't seem to bend their joints at all. And drunk, walking or shuffling up from the side of the canal. They're dripping wet with all this water, making their form very dark. As the spotlight sweeps over them, everyone can see that their skin looks ashen and has these veins that are sticking out of it a bit.
Boons is gonna go up to this person. You had too much to drink, you felon. Here, drink some more. And he puts his arm around his neck.
And the figure does put its arms up like Frankenstein-esque, like zombie-esque as Bunz comes up, embraces Bunz.
Come,
its
my
head
friend.
Lifting as Bunz, and everyone maybe starts to recognize the features of the famous architect Brad Jorgensen. His mouth just opens into this wide O of dark tar black as like shooting tendrils just explode out of it at Bunz's face.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean the
Okay.
tendrils just strike right into Bunz's face and begin to just enter into his orifice as he just starts to like almost be lifted up off his feet and just be shaking and seizuring and making these terrible noises.
Into his eyes and his
Oh my
nostrils.
God.
The crowd starts to cry out in horror and surprise and shock. The music stops suddenly as all these minor notes are hit.
Kirsten just like, your country is fucking amazing.
You stupid idiot. Danielle like grabs Kirsten.
Indeed, as
her
Danielle
away.
sees firsthand the effects of the extraterrestrial
She
visitor.
knows there's some. I think this has to be like a regrouping. There's one person who has witnessed an event that they think is connected to this. I think this might be at like Lars's house, wherever that is. Either Danielle has like gone to him specifically, or he's gotten word about what has happened via cell phone. And there's a meeting taking place, like of strategizing and like trying to figure out
Okay.
how to understand.
This
what's
is at
going on.
Lars's house. We'll also say Lars's house is the closest to this incident as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
So who would you want to be in the scene?
Isabel.
There you go. Perfect.
I think she
So
lives
she's there.
upstairs, actually.
We're not. Maud's gonna be there.
I think Steve, the shy, effeminate tennis player, is also there. Because he and Lars met at a bar.
Uh-huh.
And Lars took him home with him.
So Lars isn't there. So he said on his blog to come here, and he's not even here yet. He's such a flake sometimes.
Oh, that's typical, Lars.
I mean, we were drinking last night, and it was really, really great. I don't know.
How did you even meet him?
What can I say? He knows his Rocky. What a great liquor. And we were talking, and he was telling me about this space rock, and it sounds amazing. And then he told me about the blog, and I didn't believe him. And then he showed it to me, and I don't know. We just hit it
Space
off.
rock.
And then he like we really worked off some real, I think, some anxiety, and worked off some real,
Listen,
need to just.
it's just a holographic test, okay? It's just another one of God's holographic tests. That's what I was telling him.
Test.
Ooh.
I mean, space rock just means that it came from the sphere above our disk.
It sounded nuts. It sounded like he was talking about like a movie or something like that.
Well,
but,
at first I thought you were
mean,
speaking of music, but
music. What do you mean?
Lars
Why?
isn't, a big music fan.
True.
Uh,
He has a good taste.
Look, he knows I'm very busy, so if he's called me, it's because it's important.
Well, he asked me to stay here and wait for his friends to arrive and just tell
Honestly,
you know,
Isabel, he probably called you because he knows you have keys and he's always late. This is like the 6th time that I've come here for a meeting.
You have many meetings here with Lars.
Of course. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how the Satanists are going to affect our disk planet. God's experiment is really important.
Can I offer at least any coffee or cannabis? We can sit out on the balcony. It's a beautiful
A cup of
morning.
tea would be nice.
I can do that.
I don't even know. Why are you here, American?
What can I say? I'm just along for the ride. Sorry, I'm getting in the way of your fun. All right.
This isn't fun. This is important work.
I guess. It sounds like you're looking for some sort of meteor. That's cool. I think Lars said he was going to go get some sort of instrument to find it.
I mean, much of what Lars has to say is on the unbelievable side, but I know he means well. And
Yeah, it's unbelievable that any sort of instrument would work. Like, look, this is all you need. right? This Bible has all the answers.
I don't understand. Why are you wearing this
Sweetie, no.
uniform? What is this weird uniform that you have on?
It's my work uniform.
Oh, I thought you were in like a band. or
This is
something
what the
like that.
postal workers in our country wear, Stephen.
Oh. Oh, you deliver mail?
Yeah, I'm dressed like a postal worker. It's my job.
Mhm. I think she's just wearing a costume. We don't celebrate Halloween in this land.
I mean, it's sinful. I mean, why would you invite devils into your life?
Maybe I should try calling Lars.
I need a breath of fresh air. I'm stepping out onto the balcony.
And Isabel just goes over to the front door. She doesn't step outside, but she definitely fishes around and agitatedly pushes in the numbers for Lars's phone.
Oh, Isabel. Oh my God. So, did you read Lars's latest post?
No, why don't you tell me about it?
Okay, first off, here's why it's wrong. Okay? Look, the dinosaurs were just part of the first iteration of the program, okay? One, he put all this globalist ideas in there. We don't live on a globe. First off, that is the problem. I mean, he should know we live closest to the edge up near the ice shelves.
Just a moment. Lars, she's leaving a message. We're all here
it's a
waiting.
voicemail. It says voicemail, and when it answers, it's just like, if you have this number, you know who this is. Don't leave a message because they'll hear it.
Lars, I'm leaving a message anyway. We're all waiting for you, wondering where you are at. So, if you could, send me an SMS, that would be nice.
Anyhow, so like I was saying, we're near the edge of the disc, right? I'm telling Lars he should just use his connections to mount an expedition so we can just go to the edge and get the photographic proof.
I don't think Lars has that kind of funding.
Also, I mean, then he says, have faith, and I do. We don't need to go to the edge to know that the world's flat.
Just then.
What?
There's a massive pounding on the door.
Oh, that must be Lars. And Maud starts heading over there.
Okay.
So you like tennis at all?
I played in when I was younger.
How about the economic forum that's coming up? My buddy
So
goes, "Get
Maud
tickets."
opens the door.
Just puts a hand up, no.
There in front of the door is this huge, burly figure.
Oh, Bunz.
Bunz?
All of his curly hair is over his face, and he's just sort of standing there in front of Maud.
Is
Bunz. Ugh. Here for sin.
Isabel, she saw him not just a few weeks ago at the health fair, so she knows something is wrong. So she takes a step back and she puts her hand in front of Stephen to keep him behind her, and she's just like, what is what Bunz, what is up with you?
Obviously, he's drunk too much again because he lives a life of sin.
Oh, who is this guy? He's kind of like his size.
The massive figure of Bunz lets out this disgusting, fetulent groan that
Oh.
smells of mildew and sludge and the sewer.
Oh, the rot of your choices is coming out. Ugh.
And he says, Assume, assess, combine. As black goo pours out of his mouth. And he lunges for Maud.
Ah!
Maud thinks back to her training. How to overpower a larger foe.
Her mail carrier training.
Her male training.
Mm-hmm.
Using Bunz's own momentum as he lunges for her against him, grabs him by the wrist, pulling him forward and rolling herself past him and pushing him deeper into the room. So now she is on the other side of the door and Bunz is on the floor inside the house.
So, as
Ah!
Bunz falls to the ground, his hair kind of falls back, and his whole face is just bloated and black. And
He's got the devil in him.
What kind of weird cosplay are you into?
No, we've got to get out of here. Something's wrong. Something is very wrong.
from his space on the floor, Bunz like goes into this sort of like massive seizure, and he's just shaking. And as he kind of fumbles around on the ground, he reaches out and tries to grab for Isabel and Steve's legs.
Oh, so he's attacking both of you. Provide this
Steve
time.
is very spry. The Bunz languidly whipsaw, arms coming out. Steve just sort of leaps over it, his knees sort of rising almost all the way to his chin. Says, "We got to get out of here!"
Isabel grabs on to his wrist because he's now moved in front of her and pulls herself along, her heels quickly stepping over Boone's arms.
Bunz, he reaches out for the two of them, and they struggle away from him. For a second, is on his hands and knees, but then he slowly rises up onto a standing position. You see his mouth start to open, and out of it comes this black slime that's dripping, and then all of a sudden it spurts out at all three of you.
Oh no!
As this black ooze sprays out in all directions over the entire apartment. Somehow Steve, uses his tennis moves. He grabs a lamp off the table. Is
Oh, yeah.
shoo, shoo, deflecting all the goo away.
It's all the Dutch ergonomic, housewares. So yeah, I'm grabbing a bowl, and these things are being destroyed in my hands maybe, but I'm and then I throw myself out the balcony window.
Yeah, and so then Maud and Isabel are just coated in this black goo, and they scream, and it's slowly entering their mouths and their eyes and their ears, and then they just kind of fall to the ground. And Steve runs away, and it fades to black.
We interrupt our story here, and we'll continue in our next communique. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. Ken, where can people find you?
Board Ghosts, find me on Twitter at Burlingsbeard, BERLINGS, Beard, and my website of the same name.
All right, Dee, where can people find you?
I'm Dee Gailey. You can find me on Twitter at MixNerd, MXNURD. Tweet me up.
All right, and Chris, where can people find you?
I'm Chris Bernal, and you can find me on Instagram at Crifu Bernal, CHRIFUBERNAL.
All right, well, thank you both for coming on again. Always good to play coming on for the first time.
Thanks,
and,
Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so we will have links to the game and to everybody's contact information on the website and in the show notes at boardghost.com. You can attempt to peer surveil and contact us on Twitter at BoardGhostWorld. Follow us there for news and info. Also, what do we got going on? We have a Patreon. If you'd like to contribute and help us make the show, go to patreon.com/BoardGhost, where you can get access to episodes early, get access to episode art, and a few exclusive how-to-play videos. So those are our patrons, get to that access. And again, thank you if you are a patron. Cool. Go to iTunes to subscribe, do all that good fun stuff. I'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they're consumed, the truer they become.
'Cause Diane don't agree with me, no. 'Cause Diane don't agree with me, no. Oh,